I'm excited to announce my final episode of Locked On Coyotes because the amount of bridges I am likely to burn in this episode is catastrophic. Let's jump into it.
You're Locked On Coyotes, your daily podcast on the Arizona Coyotes, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to the show, everyone. This is Locked On Coyotes, number one daily podcast on the Arizona Coyotes. I'm your host, Robyn and Matt. Who alongside of me is Matthew Jacobson, who is apparently going to be giving me a headache. My first day coming back from just having recently had a concussion. So I thank you, Matthew.
Your options are either a second concussion or a third concussion at this point.
I do not want that. I don't not wish. If anyone is wondering why I was gone, yes, I was gone because I had a concussion and I need to take a few days off. But we're back because, I felt like with everything just building up over the last few days since the All-Star break, we have to say something at this point. I am just sick and tired of this all. I want the saga to end, Matthew.
I want my life to end. I think at this point, I'm going to find a nice bridge and just jump off. Robyn, where do we start? Like, genuinely, like if it wasn't for your concussion, we were supposed to record an episode about what Gary Bettman said, and it was a lot of non-updates. And that's a positive thing, by the way. Like, right now, it's just, hey, they're focusing on one piece of property. I don't know why Javier is talking about how they're still considering multiple, but you can still consider multiple while focusing on one. That's not contradictory. Everything's working out.
The thing that annoys me about that, right? When Javier said that, confirmed the North Phoenix site and saying, but we're still looking at other sites. Remember the last update he gave us said the next time you hear an update, it will be announcing the site, not just another site, but the site.
To be fair, it was an AZ Central reporter asking him. So, like, it wasn't the team giving an announcement. And I do believe that the exact wording was an announcement. I do believe it was an announcement, not update. Wording is very important. All right.
It is. No, you're right. You're right. And we're going to talk about how important wording is because apparently people can't get it straight.
So, unfortunately, for the Coyotes fans, we don't get to talk about the funny making fun of national media for some inaccurate reporting, and I don't get to bully mega douche Marty Walsh on my program again. We have to push it off.
We're now on the defensive. We are on the defense.
Yeah, we got to push it off to the side because now we have like 4 more reports to dig our way through the inaccuracies to find the small bits of actual information. So, Robyn, I am going to start us off with just the very briefest of summaries. We have Elliotte Friedman incorrectly and inaccurately reporting that the deadline is the All-Star break. We head into the All-Star break. We, of course, knew because PHNX reported it months ago. That was not the deadline. It's the end of the season.
I think we referred to it as either a soft deadline or as a target date.
That was their target date. That's what they wanted originally, but that was never the deadline. And it annoyed me that it was characterized as such. So, Gary Bettman gives the non-update because there isn't anything to update at this point. And you have mega douche Marty Walsh crying about not getting information, which legally speaking, if there was any information the PA was not getting, there would have already been some sort of actual formal filing because it's been long enough. It's been multiple months. Something would have happened. It's just rhetoric. It's annoying, but he is just doing his job. He's still a mega douche, but he's a mega douche doing his job. So we finally, we're past that. We're kind of making fun of the national media that's just talking out their rear end. And then, Robyn, we get like a 1-2-4 punch this morning of, let me just set the stage. We'll break them all down after I set you up. So we get Elliotte Friedman on a radio program talking about how he thinks this is kind of the end of the line for the Meurelo group. That's his opinion. kind of the clock's ticking. He did, at least, I want to give him credit, because he also on 32 Thoughts had some decent insight. So it's really mixed on his reporting right now. I'm very conflicted, where he's like, he did call the clerk, and as of right now, to my knowledge and to everyone's knowledge, they are not on the agenda for tomorrow's meeting. However,
or today's meeting, now that when everyone's listening.
Yeah, today's. But however, that was also never like a deadline, so I'm kind of confused why like this date was as important to people. It is important because obviously the auction wouldn't be, I think, until earliest March or April. So like, I get it. You want to start the process as soon as possible, but you also got to go through all the filings they've already done and try to get approval. And there's been no reports that they've been approved for anything yet. So again,
I'm a little confused. They found the application months ago. As we're finding out, they filed the application back in June.
A month after the no.
And honestly, good thing they did, because it's, it kind of allows us to be able to get to, an answer, hopefully now sooner rather than later, rather than us speculating, oh, when is it going to be announced and whatever. It's going to be soon. I think the land department meets once a month, if I'm not mistaken. They meet once a month, so they won't meet again until next month. That kind of coincides with the idea that we weren't going to hear anything until the end of Q1.
Which we already knew. We knew Q1's the deadline. And again, we have no word whether or not any of this has been approved for them to even like get to the point of getting on the agenda. So like, that's why I am just a little confused why this date was hyped up as much as it was. It was never hyped up internally. So I'm really confused.
Yeah, no, I don't think any of us, like, for the longest time were even looking at that. Did someone just tried to put two and two together? Like,
it's because
so it has to go to
article. It's because they missed the fake deadline of the All-Star break. So the AZ Central article comes out, and the national media is like, well, we have to try to continue to make it into a story. Then we get some insight that there could be a potential for sale. Elliot Friedman, I don't think he said anything wrong there, and it's more so alluding to something. I've personally done some reporting there where it's with a grain of salt type reporting. Then we get Frank Saravelli saying that Matt Ishbia is not pursuing the team. We are going to break that down in segment 2. That gave me a brain aneurysm. All right, please stick around for segment 2. But right now it's a brain aneurysm. Then you had Pegnotta, who was the one that on December 5th, I believe, was reporting the Coyotes were finalizing the land purchase in North Phoenix. But knowing what we all know publicly accessible, that makes no sense because they're not targeting a private parcel. Reportedly, it's going to be state trust, meaning you have to go the auction route. And even like after that report, ABC 15 was talking about that, so I have no idea where that's coming from. But again, this reporter that got that wrong is talking about how now they could force a sale to Salt Lake, even though that wouldn't make any sense because Ryan Smith is already willing to pay the $1 billion plus. Why would the NHL skip out on money and allow him to get away with like 800, 900, whatever it is, instead of just taking the $1 billion and staying in Phoenix and not talking to Matt Ishbia? It makes no damn sense. But Robyn, do you want to set us up for the ad break, or do you is your concussion back? Because my brain is starting to spasm a little bit.
Starting to give me a little bit of a headache thinking about all of this, I will say that. So to help ease that, we are going to go into a quick break, and then we will unpack all of what Matt just said and kind of like break things down as best we can right after a quick word from my sponsors.
And today's episode is brought to you by Indeed. We're driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find a quality candidate fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with an audience faster, with candidates faster. And Indeed doesn't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree that Indeed delivers the highest quality candidates compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. Leveraging over 140 million qualifications and preferences every day, Indeed's matching engine is consistently learning from your preference. So if more you use Indeed, the better it gets. And listeners to this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your job more visibility at indeed.com/lockedon. You need to get indeed.com/lockedon right now and support our show by saying that you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/lockedon. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
And today's episode is also brought to you by Robinhood. Did you know that even if you have a 401k for retirement, you can still have an IRA? Robinhood has the only IRA that gives you a 3% boost on every dollar you contribute when you subscribe to Robinhood Gold. But get this, now through April 30th, Robin is even boosting every single dollar you transfer in from other retirement accounts with a 3% match. That's right, no cap on the 3% match. Robinhood gets you the most for your retirement thanks to their IRA with a 3% match. This offer is good through April 30th, so get started at robinhood.com/boost. Subscription fees apply. And now for some quick legal info. Claim as Q1 to 2024, validated by Radius Global Market Research. Investing involves risk, including loss. Limitations apply to RIAs and 401ks. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold for 1 year from the date of the first 3% match. Must keep Robinhood IRA for 5 years. The 3% match on transfers is subject to specific terms and conditions. Robinhood IRA is available to U.S. customers in good standing. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SPIC, is a registered broker-dealer. Well, we're back here on Locked On Coyotes. We got to unpack the rest of this. Matt kind of teed it up. All the kind of things that have to freaking... There's all these news things that came out, and it's just giving me a headache. Like, for me, and as Matt kind of said, I'm not sure if it's just making... If it's all the brain fog left over from my concussion, Matthew, or if I'm just tired of this all, and it's just giving me a migraine that's not related.
Like I said, I will be Googling bridges as soon as we are done recording. I might start Googling now. So let's... I want to start with Frank Saravelli's tweet because this is one of the biggest examples of misleading the stupid...
Incorrect verbiage, too. Incorrect wording here. Like, or just...
not technically incorrect. It's just very misleading, and stupid people will just take it as something it isn't. So the exact wording is that Matt Ishbia is not pursuing the Coyotes, and then he goes on a bit, not even implied, just straight up states, "Oh yeah, so unless there's a mystery local businessman, cross option 2 off the list," and that makes my blood boil, and I want to say stuff I'm not allowed to say on this show. So all I can say is that is just garbage journalism from an actual supposed journalist. I am a nobody podcaster, and I got better integrity than that.
Oh,
Robyn,
no,
do you want to explain what's wrong with this?
No, absolutely. No. Ask any local Arizona media person what's wrong with that word, the wording of that line, and they will tell you right now, of course he's not pursuing, because the Arizona Coyotes are not currently for sale.
Thank you, Robyn. Thank you for pointing out to the lovely people at home. You in general can't pursue something that is not for sale, unless you're kind of a bad person who likes like partner poaching. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, Matt Ishbia doesn't seem like that kind of guy. Seems like he's gonna be the kind of guy who's gonna wait around until the relationship's over. That being said, the fact that he then makes the reckless statement of saying that means that option is off the table. No, like that did not come from the Suns. Craig Morgan said it on PHNX. I literally stopped what I was doing at work to watch that segment of the show, make sure I was there for the start of the stream. It did not come from the Suns, unlike PHNX's statement, where, again, paraphrase, but this is almost word for word, he is interested in that conversation should the team be up for sale. They are not up for sale, so the conversation is not going to happen yet. And we've been talking about this, and I genuinely don't understand how this non-update gets out there and people just jump on it like it's fact.
Yeah, we said let's not be surprised if it gets to this point, and maybe we'll get to, how close we are to this point later in the show, but if we get to this point, Matt Ishbia will be call number 1.
At least top 3. He'll get called before Ryan Smith. You literally want like these people,
because the focus. We're talking about the top, the top options available.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna sell the team, sell it to a local buyer. We discussed this last week, and I'm going to reiterate it again, that the Arizona Coyotes aren't leaving Arizona because they are going to make sure that it stays in the hands of someone with local business interests.
Again, just tell me, it doesn't make logical sense to be like, hey, that team that we should relocate and have them play in a basketball arena with obstructed seats. There's another basketball arena with obstructed seats in the same state that has an owner that already said he's interested in the conversation. No, ignore that owner. Just go to relocate. It's people choosing to be stupid. It's people choosing to blatantly only pick and choose what supports their agenda, even when it makes no logical sense. But we spent too much time on that. Do you want to talk about the Friedman reporting or the Pagnotta stuff?
Oh God, I don't even know.
Friedman actually had some good things.
Let's go with Friedman because I feel like we can pick out some of the things that he did say some good things, and yes. I think even Craig Morgan pointed it out. His 32 thoughts that he put together, talking about where he talked about the Coyotes for a bit. Like I felt like there was some good reporting there. Maybe some of the stuff he says on the air, not so much, but 32 thoughts I've always thought was good. He's always done a good job at piecing thoughts on that. But go ahead.
And Craig was right. He had good insight on this. Where TLDR, it's Gary Bettman's a lawyer. He's a good. This is all his speculation, but this is all like actual like logical speculation with roots in fact. Gary Bettman's a lawyer, and Alex Meruelo very much can be characterized as like one of those alpha dog types, or at least he thinks himself that type. And the little interactions and information I have would kind of back that up, but I'm just going to say can be characterized as. All right. Yeah. This is not going to go down without a fight should the Board of Governors force a sale. So why would Gary Bettman say anything that would that would be against the ownership? So obviously it's like, oh, hey, you're kind of trying to take what he said at the All-Star break and maybe just maybe there's something negative there. But logically, if there was something negative there, he wouldn't say it out loud because then you give Meurelo something in a potential court case. And if there was going to be a sale forced, of course, there would probably be either Meurelo getting a lot of money or Meurelo getting a lot of money and wasting a lot of time in courts. So it's like, I think that's genuinely how this would likely go down if they try to force the sale instead of Meurelo just saying, like throwing his hands up in the air. And Ishbia, if the sale happens, it goes on his terms. Because of course, he's under no obligation. And if he gets involved early, bad PR. And also, you essentially are saying, I'll pay more money. Dude, wait until the NHL intervenes and you can get a much better price on keeping the team here. It's logic, Robyn.
I mean, let's put it this way. An interesting thought I want to do, because I think a lot of you guys who are listening are Arizona sports fans in general. Mm-hmm. The Phoenix Suns was a forced sale because they wanted to get, Robert Sarver out of there. They had to, right?
They wanted to get rid of a problematic owner, is what you're
saying. Yeah, they wanted to get rid of a problematic owner, so they had to force the sale, and they found Matt Ishbia, who took advantage of that. Very likely, he could do that again.
Theoretically, he could.
Theoretically, yes. I think somewhat likely. Theoretically, however you want to put it.
And further, like earlier on, we talked about just a little bit where on that radio program, Elliot was talking about kind of focusing on the state trust meeting. So there was at least a phone call, some decent reporting there, but then a lot of opining of like, oh, I kind of think like more of a paraphrase, kind of like the end is near for this ownership group. And while he's not technically wrong, it's very. My issue came from this, and this is why I genuinely got mad this morning. This news is very neutral. It's neither good nor bad, and there is so much speculation thrown in there where it feels like he is just trying to find the negative slant to where I'm listening to that, not being able to take it seriously. But then when you look at his 32 thoughts and how it's a lot more reasoned, I don't know if he is just a better writer than a speaker, because I'm not very good at either. All right. But I can tell you right now, up here, it tends to sound better than when I say it. So, like, I have to give Friedman some credit. I'm also a little annoyed. Just fair, because it was a non-story to start the day, and then boom, they're moving to Salt Lake, and then boom, Saravelli, and boom, Pagnotta, and boom, Kevin Weeks deciding to throw another eyeball tweet when it doesn't seem to work out very well for him consistently. I don't know.
No, you know what? I'm gonna go several months back, and I'm gonna go ahead and trust John Buccigross a little bit more.
Pick your flavor of national media reporting. Look, John Buccigross so far has been objectively closer, considering we know they're focusing on North Phoenix, and he tweeted out of Phoenix.
You tweeted out of Phoenix, yeah.
Anyway, all right, we have to get to some closing thoughts. We have one more break, so give us a moment. And today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Look, sometimes buying tickets can be frustrating. You shouldn't have to worry when to buy your tickets for the next big event, because Game Time is fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you, with killer last-minute deals, all-in pricing, views from your seat, and their best price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. Give me a second, sorry. I'm not good at reading on the fly. Game Time is the only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. See the view from your seat before you buy, so you know exactly what you expect when you arrive. All-in pricing shows the total upfront, so you know you're getting a great deal before you check out, and you buy your tickets in seconds with 2 taps. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDON for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, but again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDON for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
All right, we're getting ready to get our closing thoughts here, Matthew.
Oh, yes. Wait, we forgot to mention the sizable offer that's been extended to the Coyotes. So again, that's why I bring up the history of whoever is reporting on this situation, just to show you everything with a grain of salt. Anyway, so what one reporter puts it out that Ryan Smith has officially made an offer, a sizable offer to buy the Coyotes, and whether it's formal in writing or not is just semantics. But it would be cheaper this route. So I'm giving example numbers because it's been widely accepted. The expansion fee will be at least $1 billion. One source said 1.5. I'm not willing to take that bet, but I'll just say 1.2 for the example. So let's say Ryan Smith wants to pay a premium, $600 million for the team, $250 million for the relocation fee. You know what? We'll make it $300 million. $900 million versus 1.2. Yeah, he can get away cheaper going for a relocation option than a expansion with those example numbers. Those are not like numbers anyone's giving me, just examples. Why the heckity heck would the NHL allow that? Because they're going to get $1 billion plus from him anyway. And number 2, Craig Morgan already confirmed that no meeting has taken place. So the only context for which this could be even remotely true is if there is a conversation where Smith is talking to Bill Daly, Gary Bettman, whoever. It could just be a random passerby, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'd buy the team. I'd pay $600 million." Example number for him. That's the only context for which this could be even remotely accurate, because you can't really discuss selling a team that has a current owner when there is no process currently to force that owner out of ownership, Robyn.
Or no process, or no intention for him to sell either. No intention for him to sell, and no process of a forced sale yet.
Make it make sense. Again, let's not just take this report at face value. Let's actually apply some gosh darn critical thinking All right. Most of y'all watching better have graduated high school, but I'm genuinely, I don't think you did. All right. Again, it is not officially for sale. NHL has been consistent with that. The Board of Governors is allegedly and have allegedly been considering this for months, a more aggressive approach. Like, again, I discussed months ago, but also they've been considering that potential next option. That does not mean that they're having conversations with a relocation option when, guess what? The conversation to even boot Meurelo in the first place has not taken place. You go local option first because every single source that knows what's going on knows that not only logically the NHL has spent way too much time and money to just give up on the market, but also the Board of Governors wants this damn market. They would talk locally first. It makes zero sense for Ryan Smith to be in the Coyotes conversation. And again, where the absolute hell would he be at the All-Star game? Would he be able to talk to people in any sort of way that would make it to an official source? Like a national reporter, like, you're telling me that's not a bad look for the league if that was a real thing? It was probably an offhand comment, like, oh yeah, I'd pay $600 million or whatever. Like, oh, I could do it. It's probably an offhand comment,
or maybe official. Look, even it could be this, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it is, but it could be this, because people were just digging around in areas they shouldn't be, right? National media would just go, hey, Coyotes are in some crap right now. We should buy them. He's like, sure. Of course he's going to say yes.
Though, again, since allegedly 2 sources said that there was a sizable offer, or at least some sort of material offer, that means it was much more likely, oh yeah, I'd pay $600 million to get it over with. Example number, not a real number, but just that's likely what it was. When you use your critical thinking, all right, but then again, thinking is hard. Robyn, thinking is hard nowadays because when it involves the Coyotes and it's relocation or nothing, all common sense be damned, including taking opinions about this market, about the situation from people that have been wrong about this topic. There is nothing wrong with taking multiple opinions into account, but when you take the speculation of someone as a fact, you are a moron. I can speculate right now I'm buying them for $1. Does that mean it's a fact? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. It's just frustrating too, because we have, again, we have to go on the defensive and be like, this is not happening. The amount of colleagues within our own network who have already posting relocate the team because of all the things, the retweets they've posted of some of these reporters, some of the national reporters, and I'm like, dude,
I'm gonna remember.
You obviously are obviously are not listening to our show, or B and B not even listening to any other local media, because we're telling you that's not true.
Robyn, why would they? Our opinions don't matter. Boots on the ground reporting doesn't matter. Frank Saravelli said so, that Matt Ishbia is not buying the team. Frank Saravelli said it, therefore it is true.
But you know what? I think all I'll say is local media's been getting it right. Craig Morgan's pointed it out that the only ones that are actually taking care of it, are actually getting it right, are the local reporters here. And all I'll say is that all I add is, when it's all said and done, all of us here in Arizona, all the Arizona fans, all the local media would be like, what'd we say? What did we say? You didn't want to listen to us.
No, Robyn. No, nobody does unless it is Coyotes are moving. Even if it is a bad report, even if it is a piece of speculation, an opinion, someone opining on the situation, even if it is someone that is just Joe Blow on Twitter saying they're relocating, that's more valid than Craig Morgan's reporting. A journalist for 20 plus years, literally one of the most well-connected people, probably the most well-connected person I've ever met in my life. No, He does. His reporting doesn't matter. His ridiculously accurate and consistent reporting does not matter because Joe Blow on Twitter told me they're relocating. Therefore, they are relocating, Robyn. Stop living in denial. You're an idiot. Pack it up. Retire. You know what? Throw your laptop against the damn screen. I want to throw stuff, but all I got is nice controllers and handhelds. I don't want to scare Deputy Dog. So, like, yeah, no, screw you, Robyn. You're an idiot. I don't know why you would even think you know stuff. I don't get it. No, go away.
Not like I've been a Coyotes reporter for 7-8 years now.
Not at all, Robyn. No, you are just some random idiot on the internet that doesn't talk to no one, and you're living in denial and you're delusional. And same for me. I don't know nothing except for I don't got no fancy college degree, but like still I don't know nothing. I just got dogs. I got that dog in me. That's like
got that dog.
Dog.
You got those dogs.
I got this dog right here. Deputy, no. Deputy doesn't like my yelling.
We are the desert dogs.
Desert dog at us, and we're always angry. And people wonder why Coyotes fans are angry all the time. They wonder why, how come you're not more cheery? We have to wake up on a random Wednesday all the time just, hey, what misinformation is going to be spread today? Thank you.
Especially this month. I feel like this month, even though I didn't want to, this month we are turning into Locked On Arena News.
Oh, that's gonna make that one dude real happy because whenever we talk Locked On Coyotes Arena, apparently then we're worthwhile of a conversation. But hey, I've already said I'm burning bridges today, and this is my last episode of Locked On, so why not?
No, it's not. You're under contract.
But Sean, I like you, Sean. You're good people. Robyn, you suck.
Damn, the one who hired you.
Yeah, I am your replacement. That's a lie. I am too lazy to host my own shows. There's a reason I stopped making YouTube videos.
Oh God.
I had to end it on jokes, Robyn. I'm gonna have an aneurysm. All right. I just the amount of reckless and frankly bad reporting and wild speculation. Yes, some stuff like actually is logic-based speculation. Elliot Friedman did do some good speculation. Frank Saravelli, despite his article being riddled with inaccuracies, did at least put that second option initially before having to throw a wrench in it because he needs to get attention. These are all my opinions, by the way, not the opinions of Robyn or the Locked On Network. I got to make sure if I'm going down myself. But it's just frustrating that nobody it's a scientifically proven thing that humans, the first thing you hear, that is immediately like what you just believe. And no matter how much evidence you get shown to the contrary, you heard it first, so therefore it must be true. So we're just going to live in this never-ending cycle of hell. And you know what? If this job kills me, Robyn, then fine. I died doing something I loved until a certain point. I'm just venting. Sorry. Take it away.
No, you're right. I will say this and to go a little bit of an ending note here. One thing I think that was reported across the board that seems to be a shared theme is we will find something out soon.
Within the next, I think they said few weeks, the Coyotes wanted to target something this weekend as soon as this weekend. Look, I'm just going to say it like this. March 1st. This is not a real deadline. This is just my thought process. If it hits March 1st and we've heard nothing, they're probably going forward with a sale. That's how I'm going to look at it moving forward. And frankly, until something substantial comes out, I'm not talking about the arena anymore because I'm getting ready to just take this keyboard right here and just smack it against my face until I start bleeding. So there you go.
Then you'd be the one with the concussion.
I will you know what? Should I do it for the comedic bit? Let's do it right here, right now.
Well, that's going to be it for today's episode of Locked On Coyotes. If you like what you heard, don't forget to leave a review, like, comment, subscribe if you have yet to already. We're available everywhere you get your podcasts, including on YouTube, SiriusXM, and ad-free on Amazon Music. Speaking of SiriusXM, don't forget to tune in to every Coyotes game on the radio on Sirius XM. You can tune in on your satellite radio in your car. If you find the right channel, you can tune to us, and we can maybe tell you what the right channel is if you're looking for that. Or you can just go on the SXM app and search up Coyotes, and they'll be able to find it for you. But don't forget to interact with us also on social media. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/LockedOnCoyotes, and on X at LO_Coyotes. I'm personally at Robyn_Leano. Matthew Jacobson is at The Easy Sports Guy. And of course, we got our good friend Deputy Dog right there. You know, also.
Option, by the way, you can take this boy home.
We'll interact with you guys if you have any questions on social media. We'll answer right back or in a future episode of the Locked On Coyotes podcast. Thanks again, everyone, for listening to today's episode. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. Hope you guys are staying healthy. And don't forget to howl on.